My final research paper and presentation for the COM 604 course is about employee engagement and remote work. The presentation that you'll be seeing, we will be doing the enhancing connection, culture, and communication in distributed remote work environments. Some key background information is that remote work has become more prominent, especially in 2020 and onward due to the pandemic. And so with this, the flexibility has increased, but in remote work, connection and engagement decreased. Only 32% of US employees are engaged with their current work, and research explores how strategic internal communications can bridge that gap, and you will find out more information as we continue with this presentation. The key objective: how can internal communication strategies improve employee engagement in remote work environments? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to identify the current communication barriers, we're going to analyze employee needs and preferences, and then we're going to recommend strategies tailored to the remote teams. So some of the review summary includes the communication gaps, like remote employees often feel isolated or out of the loop. So how can we build this gap so that way remote employees no longer feel isolated? We're going to use the importance of leadership visibility. So this is regular check-ins, open channels to build trust. And then we're going to use digital tools and Overload to do this. So we want to find tools, and we're going to talk about how we can use them and the clarity so that way they're useful and not overwhelming. And then we're going to work on some storytelling. So human-centered messages boost emotional connections, and this then will in turn boost the workplace culture. As you are working on your remote workplace engagement, you should be thinking about some mixed methods, your surveys, your focus groups, your analysis. So what we should do is we're going to assess the employee perceptions of current communications and engagements, and then how are we going to deepen the employee's sentiment and review the current internal messaging and platforms. That way we can improve the engagement and make our employees feel more connected and also just a better culture. As you are doing your research within your own company or your own research presentation, you should be looking at your key performance indicators, your KPI. How can we measure effectiveness of future communication plans? And some examples of what you should or could consider is, first of all, your employee engagement scores, your pre or post surveys, your participation in the virtual meetings. Are people showing up? And then, if you create an internal newsletter or feedback from the surveys, how many clicks are you getting? Are people actually reading it? Do people care? How can we, encourage the remote employees to feel connected? And how can we get them to open these newsletters and want to be part of the culture? Some strategies and tactics for engaging your employees in remote work could be to create a weekly leadership video update. This allows your leadership to communicate with your team to keep everybody in the loop. Launch internal newsletters with employee spotlights to make your employees feel, grateful and happy and just like they are part of the team. Develop a digital channel on Slack, Discord, or Teams. Personally recommend Discord. Monthly virtual team building or recognition events. Recognizing your team helps people feel included in a good culture, and everyone likes to feel like they are doing something well in the company. For my specific project, this is the ideal timeline. We did a month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. For month 1, the activity would be the research design and employee survey launches. For month 2, we're going to do the interviews and audit of existing internal communications. We're hoping for open feedback from all the employees on that survey. Month 3, the strategy development and analyze, what the surveys had, that information, and how we can improve to have a better strategy. Month 4 is the presentation of findings, and this will then better the engagement within the work and the team. After reviewing the timeline, all the strategies, and coming up with a better plan, your expected outcomes should be a stronger sense of connection and morale among your remote employees. Hopefully they no longer feel like they're out of the loop or they're isolated. We want to build the bonds within the company. We also are looking to have the outcome of improved transparency and feedback loops, Also, increased participation in internal communications. We want the work team to feel like they can bring ideas to the table and feel confident that they will be respected and supported, and the participation will hopefully bring a better culture. And the data to inform long-term internal communication strategy will benefit the entire workflow of the company, from the leadership to the employees. In conclusion, the entire research program is to engage your employees in remote work. And so this entire presentation was to aim to understand what matters most to remote workers, and then align your internal communications to foster that connection and informed and motivated workforce, so that way your remote workers feel like they're part of the company and the culture and no longer feel isolated and are happy to be there.